There it is. You're looking at one of the greatest Canadians to ever hit the ice, Caitlin Osmond, the country's most decorated female singles skater ever. Now she's hanging up her competitive skates for good and retiring. And we are pleased to have her on set. A 3-time Olympic medalist, 2-time world championship. The list goes on and on. National championships as well. Caitlin Osmond, thank you so much for joining us here on set.
Thank you for having me.
It's been quite the career. Congratulations.
Thank you.
How are you feeling?
I feel really good. My career, it was a roller coaster. It wasn't always an up, but I was able to finish my last 2 years exactly the way I wanted to. And being able to finish my competitive career standing on top of a podium, there's nothing that could have worked out better.
No, certainly not. But, you know, that's worth all those medals, all those wins. You're only 23.
Yes.
Why now?
23 is actually getting a little bit old in the figure skating world. I was 22 at the last Olympics, and I was the 5th oldest actually in the event. So our lifespans are a little young, but for me it was just a personal decision. I loved competing, and I will always love competing, but it does take a lot. It takes a toll on our bodies and our mental state, and yeah, so
it's a tough go.
It's a lot.
It is, exactly. And not certainly those who can do it are 1 in a million or even fewer. But so what is it that drives you and has driven you throughout your career?
I've always loved skating. I've been on the ice since I was two years old. When I was younger, I had my sister to look up to, that I wanted to be just like her. And then it was just my own. I loved skating, and the team that I had around me was incredible. I did question my love for skating and debate retiring when I was 18. But my coach, Ravi, I was too scared to disappoint him, so I kept that one hidden for myself and kept skating for him until I found the love for it again for myself.
You talk about having a crisis of faith, if you will, and also that severe injury, the breaking of your leg. How do you motivate yourself to come back from something like that?
My team, my coaches, my family, they supported me so long that I couldn't just let that be the easy way out. It would have been. I could have easily hung up my skates then, but everyone would have remembered me as the girl who broke her leg and never came back from it. So I think that was a big motivation for me, was to be able to come back and skate the absolute hardest that I ever could, and put all my heart and soul into it, and then be remembered as a world champion.
People are talking about this as being, these times that we live in, being remarkable, almost a golden age for Canadian skaters. I mean, Patrick Chan, Richard Moyer, they go on and on, really. Are you aware of the place that figure skating is in Canada right now?
The last couple of years, it has been incredible, and I've been traveling with these same skaters for years. It was such an amazing time for skating in Canada. I've read somewhere that it was the first time that we've had a gold medalist in the same group of skaters in all disciplines, and to be a part of that, it's just absolutely incredible, and just they're amazing people to begin with, even off the ice. So to be a part of all of that, it's special.
I mean, why do you think that was? I mean, was it just a trick of the way people were born, or is it about the skating in this country, about support for them? Where does that strength come from?
We've always had a lot of support in Canada. The Canadian fans are incredible. We've always had a strong build from even before I was born. And the support that we get from Skate Canada, it's all incredible, and they've built us up. They work with us since we were young, and they're always there up until we retire.
So many young people grow up watching people like yourself, as they have. What would your message be to a young person who has watched you, is watching you there, is maybe listening to you today, about their career and their motivation, and what your advice to them would be?
My advice is always to find the one thing that you always love. For me, that was skating, but even if on the days that it wasn't the greatest, I was always able to find the one thing that I loved, and that was the performing for me. If things weren't working, I could dive into the choreography, and that would be able to settle my day then. So that's always what I tell people, is to find that one thing that you absolutely love about what you do, and then keep remembering that.
We were talking just before we were on camera about ice surfaces and how the average person looks at ice or even feels ice or even skates on ice, and yeah, it's kind of the same. But you say that you can tell the difference between hockey ice and figure skating ice. Walk us through some of that, that appreciation that only someone like yourself would have.
There's nothing that feels better than getting on the ice and just being like, this ice feels good. And you feel like you can glide on it properly. You feel like you can jump on it, and it's you become a big fan of ice when you're on it all the time. But the difference between hockey ice and figure skating ice is that hockey ice is actually a lot harder. It's colder, and it sometimes can actually chip away for us. So if we try to catch an edge, the ice is gone for us. Our skate sharpenings are different. Our blades are different. So ice is different for us.
And you were making those leaps and landing on that ice. So to your skates, there can be soft ice and hard ice, and you can feel the difference?
I can feel the difference. I've learned how to deal with all things, because at competitions we're not guaranteed perfect ice. But it was definitely a good day when we felt comfortable.
Okay, so that's an appreciation, understanding that people who see this will watch figure skating probably differently for the rest of their lives. But now we got to ask though, retired, 23, tremendous record behind you. What's next?
That's the real question. There's a couple of different doors that are open for me right now that I'm trying to figure out which one to actually grab onto. One is actually broadcasting, so I would love to get into that. So I like being here. And another is I actually want to develop skating in Newfoundland. Newfoundland is where I started, and they've always been amazing supporters for me, and I want to be able to give back, and I feel like Newfoundland is a great place to start for me. So I'm actually starting a series of camps that will be kind of a reward-based thing, so there'll be a scholarship at the end of it for a week. So yeah, that's a small little thing that I'm working on, but I'll know more in a couple weeks.
Okay, so giving back and a career in broadcasting. Well, you're welcome to join our profession anytime.
Thank you.
Caitlin Osmond, congratulations on a tremendous career, and best of luck in the future.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for joining us.